I will not be a loser this year, and neither will you. You watching this video right now, you will not be a loser this year. What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is a channel for people that want to better themselves in life. Shout out to anybody holding on to their energy, breaking bad addictions, and trying to become a better version of themselves. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into today's video. Alright guys, basically, yeah, man, just this year, you have to go into this year very smart. I noticed that last year I was feeling pretty motivated too, because in 20 2021, yeah, I discovered retention around November. So I was going into the new year like with this like new awareness, like barely discovering retention, like quitting, like barely like getting off a lot of things, right? So I was in that energy of, ready to change, okay? But I've noticed that like I noticed like patterns, right? I was looking at a lot of archived videos from last year and I noticed like a pattern. So basically, guys, like I was doing what I had to do, I was retaining, I was like not like really drinking, I was working out, I was doing all these things, guys. But I noticed that throughout like the months, there would be like little times where I would like go back to like drinking, or I would fall off on retention. I would start hanging out with like certain people, and when you do something, guys, you don't really see it how it's affecting you like in the moment, but until like overall, like when you look back on it. So basically, guys, like I was doing that yesterday, like last night. I'm actually gonna make a separate video, because basically what I was doing, guys, I was looking at all the times that I drank last year, because I usually, whenever I was drinking, I would like take a picture or upload like a video like on social media, like especially like if I was out and about like drinking and stuff. So I literally like counted how many times I drank throughout the year, but that's gonna be for a separate video, guys. Like I made like a little chart and everything, so stay tuned for that. But basically, guys, you don't want to be a loser this year, man. Like every single year, people always say that, guys, like the New Year's resolution and things like that, but they're not really fully committed into it. They just like the way it sounds, like new year, new me, right? But in reality, guys, they don't even put the work in, because they're not even being honest with themselves. And maybe like January, they feel motivated, and then throughout like the months of the year, they start to slip up because they're not aware of like the small things. They're not aware of their thoughts and where they're directing that energy to. Because that was me last year, because I started it off like pretty good, but it was just like, it was kind of like I'd be doing good, I'd be elevating, and I'd like start drinking, start hanging around wrong people, and then it would just be like it would just be like, how do you say, like I would do what I had to do, but I would always go back to like things that were holding me back. Okay. And that's what I've noticed, like the pattern in from last year, is that I would just be like on and off. I would be elevated and then I would fall off, and then I would elevate again and I would fall off. So it was just like a lot of like trials and tribulations and things like that. But this year it feels way different, because I no longer plan on like drinking this year, right? I have it in my mind, guys. And as well as I'm never going back to that person that I was hanging out a lot with last year. And at the same time, I don't want to use social media. So by cutting those three things off that were holding me back in the past, now uh I have like this new space to think now. Like I have more of a, how do you say, like more motivation, but at the same time I don't have like the distractions that I originally had back then. So now that I am, clearing out the path, now it just leaves me like with whatever I want to do. And another thing that I want to mention, guys, is that real quick, people can hold you back from your potential, or like basically, guys, actually people's positive view on you can actually hold you back. Like, for example, guys, like this person that I was hanging out with last year, they're like pretty nice, right? They're pretty nice to me sometimes when they want to be, but the thing about that, guys, is that so I was hanging out with this person, and like during that time, like I was just like drinking a lot, and I was just like, just having fun, right? Just drinking, just kind of traveling, just being like having a very relaxed, like comfortable lifestyle, of just like having fun and things like that. But the thing is that I felt like a freaking loser, guys. Like, even though I was like having fun and, traveling and things like that, like I just felt like shit, man. Like, spiritually, I just felt like shit because I felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be in my life. And the part where I mentioned right now that people's positive view on you can affect you in a negative way is that this person, like, he would say like good things about me. Like, I would be talking to him sometimes and telling him that I like basically wanting to like do more, like I told him that I felt like a spiritual warrior or something. And he didn't really understand that because he viewed me like he was like, "Oh, you're good enough, like you don't have to." He basically like kind of, how do you say, like I was trying, like my vision was just like so much greater for myself, but he was just kind of like, "Oh, you're fine the way you are." But that's the thing, guys. Like, people's positive view can sometimes affect you in a negative way because they don't know what you know. And like him, by saying that, like, "Oh, like you're good enough, like you don't need to change anything about yourself, like you're good how, like just the way you are." Yes, that may be positive to hear, but at the same time, you're like, "No, I'm not as good as I want to be. Like, I need to elevate. I could do a lot better. Like, I feel it within that I could do a lot better." And I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. Um, whether you're in like a relationship or a friendships or people's in general or whatever. And even if they say like good things about you, like deep down, you like the realest person that you have to be, or how do you say, like the realest person is yourself, pretty much what it comes down to. Like, nobody knows you the way you know yourself. So it doesn't matter if somebody says, "Oh, you're good enough the way you are." Like, "Oh, you don't need to change like that." Like, that's very toxic, guys. Like, for the other person, it could be very like toxic because they think that they feel like they're kind of limited because they're good enough. But sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to elevate, in order to do better things. Because like I said, guys, when I was with this person, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was just just having fun, guys. But I felt like I was like in a comfortable prison. That's what it felt like, guys, because I just felt like I was wasting time. I was just wasting energy, and I just felt like a lion, like in the cage. I was just like kind of tame myself with like drinks and uh, entertainment and like all this bullshit, guys. But at the same time, like didn't I was so tired of that stuff, guys. So that's why I can't like party or I can't do any of those things. Not because that I don't want to. Well, I don't want to anymore, honestly. But it's more of it's not even like in my vision, right? I'm not even trying to do that anymore because last year, that's how I said, like it started off good, but there was just like a lot of cycles of starting to elevate, and then I would just block my own blessings by repeating patterns and cycles. But this year, you have to kind of, be more focused. Like, write down your goals, guys. Write down your goals like on a piece of paper and affirm it, like manifest things like into your life, like speak life into existence. Don't just be stagnant and You have to be very mindful, guys. Like, what it comes down to is you have to be very mindful of your thoughts, because everything starts off as a thought. Okay. And that thought manifests into an action, and that action turns into your reality over time. So it's just about being aware where it all starts from is your thoughts. So if I'm thinking right now, oh, I want to go get a drink, and then I do the action and I get a drink, all of a sudden I'm drinking, and then, it just turned into my reality. But, just using an example, but it could be good or bad things. So this year, guys, whatever you have like in your mind, make sure that it's positive. Make sure that it's gonna benefit you and where you want to go this year. Use this year kind of like as a motivation, like a new year, right? Don't use it as some kind of like little excuse, like a new year, new me. Like, nah, just use this year kind of like a head start for yourself. Don't view it like a challenge, like the New Year's resolution, because a lot of people be capping about that. Like, they be like, "Oh, new year, new me." 1 month later, they're already doing the same thing that they were doing originally, man. Like, you have to be serious, guys. You have to fall back from everything, guys. You have to like disappear. You know, you have to disappear from a lot of things that you were doing, and you have to like step back from the matrix, and you have to go within and reflect, guys. You have to spend a lot of time by yourself, eliminate a lot of distractions, guys. Cut off these bum ass friends that you have. Friends, right? um yeah, man, and just go within, man. Like honestly, guys, like, even like if somebody takes like a whole year off from alcohol, from everything that was just a distraction to them, if they take a whole year off out of doing everything that they were doing, watch how their life was going to change. And that moment that they were just like, like the whole time everybody else is doing something, you're literally like getting ahead of everybody. But it's not even about being in competition with anybody. It's just that you feel like this sense of urgency for yourself, because for the longest time you were just stagnant. You were just wasting time, wasting energy, not doing anything. But this year, man, like, forget all that bullshit, man. Like, stop just being mindlessly entertained. Put that energy, invest that energy into positive things, man. Get a second job if you want to. Stack your money, man. Fucking hit the gym, bro. Like, do things that make you uncomfortable, bro. Like this morning, guys, I woke up. I was pretty tired, but like I just got up out of bed and I just hopped into the shower. I took a freaking ice cold shower, and it's literally raining right now. So like I just did it real quick just because it's uncomfortable. But you have to do things that make you uncomfortable in order to like grow, in order to become like mentally stronger, and build your character up that way. You know what I'm saying? So just do that, guys. Stay focused this year. Don't be very mindful of where your thoughts go. Be the observer of your thoughts. Don't be the absorber, right? Just view your thoughts, but don't like put them into action. If it's a bad thing, stay very focused. Especially like if you're on retention, guys, things manifest like really fast. Like, you have a thought and you manifest it like twice as fast, because that energy is like within you and you have the energy to do it. So make sure that whatever you're thinking, it's gonna benefit you. Stop focusing so much on like the short term pleasures and things like that. Sacrifice a lot of things in order to move forward in life, in order to get where you want to be. All right. So that's my little message for you guys today. Maintain your frame, retain gang, sober gang 23. Woo! Let's get it, guys. All right, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.